Good evening. My name is Giulia Castelli. I run a business. It's one-man show, one-woman show. It's lifestyle management and luxury acquisitions services. And my question to you is, I'm at a point where, I've been doing this for already 4 years by myself. I'm at a point where I'm thinking, do I need a partner? Do I need to hire people? I'm at such a stage where I don't want to lose control. I am a little bit afraid of getting someone who would, take my clients or take what I know and go and make another company.
I understand. So, Deborah, this is right. This is what you do every day on...
What is it?
Yeah. Well, people come to you, they want the money, and they don't want to give you any bit of the business because they're worried about
Actually,
you
I have to
running away.
say that's the other thing about entrepreneurs. Most of them are control freaks, confident control freaks. So I completely understand where you are. I think, actually, you know the answer to this. I understand that you're in a quandary, but actually where you are is you're at a decision point where you need to decide what you want from your business, because if you don't take extra people on, you know the size that your business can get to, because there is only so much you can do. Now, if that is enough, if that can provide you with the lifestyle that you want to do, with the future that you want, then that's fine. So this is a personal choice for you. If that isn't going to be enough for you, then you know your answer. You are going to have to find a way of finding the right people to have around you and to protect yourself. But honestly, if you find the right people, and that is always what it's about, if you find the right people, it's not all about contracts and making sure you're all protected. Find the right partner, and you have to trust that they want the same thing as you and they want the business to grow. Because I bet we've all had partners in the past that, we've got really tied up with contracts, but actually when it gets down to it, it's about relationship.
You've also got a choice that you don't necessarily have to take on a partner. You might find out there's certain things, you look at your strengths and weaknesses, and maybe you employ someone. Yeah. It's not always the choice to grow with a partner.
Hi, I'm an A-level student who has an idea for a gap in the market. And I believe I have entrepreneurial skills to push this. However, I'm still in education, and I just want to know your advice and which one to do.
If you've spotted the gap in the market, then you've got to get out of education and start building your business. That's essentially what you're saying, isn't it?
I'll give the other view to that. I think entrepreneurship is an incredibly risky thing to do, and while one should make the plunge when one has got more arms in one's arsenal. And I think finishing education will 9 times out of 10 be the right thing to do. So because you can, unless it's that incredibly rare fleeting idea where it is a minute in time, you've still got time to finish your education. And I know how you feel, because when I shelved lastminute.com for 2 years, the idea, I read the papers every day, because I said, oh my God, is somebody doing this idea? I was dreading that moment that somebody else would be doing it, but they weren't.
Evening, Amanda Wilson, Blue Orange Events. It's evident that there's quite a few people tweeting in here, and I just wondered how beneficial you felt social media was to promoting businesses in this day and age.
Well, I think businesses are saying they should be targeting sort of 10% of their traffic. So let's not get too carried away in the hype, and I love hype more than the next guy. But its successful target is something like 10% of your traffic from Facebook, Twitter, or whatever. It's also just another caveat. It's very rare you see very small businesses on Facebook or Twitter with huge followings. In fact, in the UK, there was a list of the businesses with the top followers. And I was amazed to see that if they thought about even tiny Mydeco, and we don't do it very well, we would have been in the top 30, and we're tiny, because people have got less than 10,000 followers in the top 30 businesses in the UK. So this is a burgeoning trend. One should understand it. One should embrace it. But underneath it all, have a differentiated product that people want to tell their friends about, and then leverage it with social networking.
Talking about sustainability, I work for an organic and fair trade clothing company for babies and children called Little Green Radicals. And I have to make my sales target still this month. So I was wondering if each panel could tell me how I can generate extra sales and fast.
I thought you were going to say, I wonder if any of the panel would buy anything from me. I thought that's chutzpah.
Normally a discount works, a bit of a special promotion.
Hi there. My name's Tom Latchford and I'm CEO of Raising IT. We've built a government-funded platform called Think Enterprise to help young entrepreneurs succeed using technology. And I was particularly interested in, sort of Cath was saying that in business some things haven't changed since 1993. But what opportunities does new technology open to entrepreneurs starting a business today and scaling up?
I mean, on the flip side, technology gives you global leverage. I mean, that's the thing. If you've got something that is unique, that is on a technology platform, then it can scale globally. I mean, unfortunately, all the best examples of that are American, Twitter, Facebook, Google, except for Skype, which obviously was started here. But those platforms that can become absolutely global sensations overnight and use technology to self-replicate and to tell everyone about it are fantastic. The other thing is, with lastminute.com, what we did was we invested a huge amount of technology. At the time, it was so expensive, we had to go global. Because we decided that to have a good enough platform to compete with Americans, we had to spend £25 million a year on technology. Nowadays, don't get scared off by that number, because nowadays it can be done for a fraction of that cost. And therefore, you can go global much quicker. The big challenge, I think, for governments and stuff, as I alluded to earlier, is how can we help companies from the UK expand out globally and into Europe? And there are lots of barriers that make it hard to do that. But technology companies should actually be the ones that can lead the way, because although it's still hard even for them, it's easier for them than for most other businesses.
It's back to what I said at the beginning, that if you want to start a business, get on with it and go for it, because I can't recommend, I mean, just to run my own, to work for myself, I can't imagine working for someone else. And I just think, it's rather a weak thing to say really, but it just, to me, I can't express how much, for me, it's not about making money, it's about enjoying my day. And if you love what you do, you will do well at it. You know, just make sure you love it and go for it.
Look, I would recommend you take two books out of the British Library. One is that brilliant book, Wikinomics, because I think it relates to the last question about disruptive technology and platforms, and also Chris Anderson's The Long Tail, which is a real fantastic book looking at the role that niche markets play.
I think you should decide what you take out of this. I think the thing about an entrepreneur is that they need to gather information, they need to learn, they need to hear things, and then they need to make their own decisions about what they retain, what they remember, and what they're going to implement. Because the truth of the matter is there is no one magic menu. This is simply about gathering information and you and us applying that information at the right moment. So I'm not going to tell you what to take out of today, because as entrepreneurs, you're going to know.
I think it's about the risk profile. Again, it goes into Cath's point. It's about you are more likely to succeed if you love what you're doing every day. And I think that's the key message, because it can be so grueling. You'll give up too early if you don't love it every day. You'll do all this other. So create an environment around you, whether it's the right partners, whether it's just something you happen to love doing, whatever it is, whether it's raising more money and giving up more control because it's less stressful, all of these things. So that means you can actually enjoy every day of running a business, because it's the most rewarding thing in the world, but also very hard.